and welcome to the kitchen. Today I'm going to be sharing an extremely easy recipe called red pepper stuffed chicken. So it's just as simple as it sounds. It's a little bit of cheese plus red peppers stuffed in chicken. So it's super simple. Let's get started. Grab your pen and paper because I'm going to read off the recipe as I do it. So I'm going to take some Monterey Jack cheese. It calls for 3/4 cup, which is about half a pound. So I took an 8-ounce block and I just cut it in half. And it doesn't have to be super precise. This is a stuffed chicken recipe, so you make as much as you need. I went ahead and put my Monterey Jack inside my Great Master Shredder. The Master Shredder is part of our Master System, which means it has a base. So this is the base system that the hopper attaches to. And you just slide it on, and then the lock will actually secure it to the countertop, so now it won't move. So now I am secure in all of my shredding, grating, slicing, whatever I need to do with my cones. Well, as I'm turning the handle, the cheese will come out of the hopper. So let me show you the hopper real quick. So just right up in there, I've already got my cone, everything's set and ready. And I'm going to take this Monterey Jack cheese, called for 3/4 cup, and just gonna shred it and let everything just fall right out into the bowl. So that's about 4 ounces of cheese. Now, when you buy the blocked cheese, like I do, then you're going to be consuming just cheese. The companies like to add things like sawdust to their shredded cheese, and that makes it not stick. So I'd rather use fresh cheese to make my meals rather than cheese with sawdust in it. All right, that's it. So we are done with our shredder. So our shredder system is going to sit over here. We are all done. And that is more than 3/4 cup. If you were being picky, you can refrigerate the rest. You can add a little bit of cornstarch and you can freeze it, whatever makes you happy. I'm just going to leave it because I love having a lot of cheese. To this Monterey Jack, we're going to add 6 ounces of cream cheese. Here's a tip. If you're mixing cream cheese with ingredients, a time saver is to get whipped cream cheese. So getting a spread. Now this spread looks like it is just cream cheese, which is a good thing. And I'm just going to scrape out, this container's 12 ounces. Looks like we got about 3/4 of a container left. So I'm going to take a little over half of what's left. And again, I don't need to be super specific. If you are baking cookies, brownies, cakes, things like that, you do want to be very specific with your measurements. But when you are just mixing flavors, then you can have some fun with it. All right, so I've got my cream cheese in there. If I feel like more, I'll add a little bit more. The final ingredient is going to be our red pepper, because what is red pepper stuffed chicken without some red peppers? I went ahead and diced it up in the Power Chef. So this is actually 2 red peppers because I have another recipe that I'll be making in a little bit. So this is 2 red peppers, nice and diced. So you can see the blade has done its job. If you want to see this tool in action, check out the other videos, and I'm happy to show you. Now this recipe calls for only 1 bell pepper, so I'm only going to take about half of this. So I'm going to scrape just about half of this out, not all of it. Again, it doesn't need to be super specific because this is just for flavor. That's it. So now I have my cream cheese, I have my Monterey Jack, and I have my bell pepper. I'm going to mix it all together. You can use any spatula or spoon that makes you happy. I would not use your hands for this. Cream cheese is super sticky, so you do want to use something that will allow you to get in there and keep all that deliciousness until you're ready to put it in your chicken. So that's it. The cream cheese spread is ready. All right, so now that we have our 6 ounces of cream cheese, 3/4 cup Monterey Jack, and 1 bell pepper all mixed together, we're going to stuff our chicken. So the next thing we need to do, and I've already done it for us, is take your chicken and create pockets. So I'm going to show you one of these chickens. So what I have done is I've just taken, these are very large chicken breasts. So you can see this is the top half, and then I had the rest of it. I just cut it down the middle because they were super thick. And then I just made a pocket in the middle. So you can see it doesn't go all the way through. It just kind of is a hole, so a cavity right there. That's where I'm going to put the bell pepper stuffing. So I'm just going to take my bell pepper mix and put some right there in that cavity. That's it. I'm going to do that a couple of times. I got a couple of pockets here to fill. It's about 1 to 2 tablespoons. It depends on how big your chicken is. You do want to fill the space, and then you can secure it with toothpicks or twine, whatever you need to keep it together. After this is stuffed, it does recommend breading and either baking or frying. So then the breading recipe is just a cup of flour, a couple of eggs, 2 cups of breadcrumbs, and then you're just going to do a breaded technique. You know, liquid. The goal is to put it in the eggs, and then you put it in the flour, and then you put it back in the eggs, and then you put it in the breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are last. That's because they create the texture of your chicken, or of the fried, so you get that texture on the outside, which makes it a nice crispy exterior, super delicious, and super pretty. So we all eat with our eyes as well. All right, so are we done? Is that the last chicken that I have to stuff? I think so. Yep, looks about that. Looks like I'm gonna have some left over that I'll need to get some more chicken stuffed, but that is just fine. Now, this is a freezer container. If I was going to serve this tonight, I would go ahead and bread this and get it in the pan for frying or baking. If I was going to prep this, which I am simply going to freeze it like this. So once I freeze it like this, I can then take it out, let it thaw, bread it, and fry it pretty easily. So this is a meal prep made ahead recipe that's going to keep really well and be super delicious. If you don't want to fry it, there's no reason you have to. You can put it in your pressure cooker. You can put it in your slow cooker, stack cooker, micro pro grill. Any of those cooking tools that you happen to have will cook this chicken just fine. You can also pan fry it. You do want to be careful with the cream cheese. It will melt at high temperatures and it will kind of bubble up and seep out. You want to retain that flavor. So when you do cook it, make sure that it's either sealed with a toothpick that you soaked in water, twine, something like that, or you cook it kind of like standing up so that nothing falls out. Okay? Just some tips to help you. So I'm looking forward to giving this recipe to my family. I think they're going to love it. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to treat them to it. I hope you treat yours too. Have a great day.